Yeah, my name is Nguyễn. I was born in 1968 from the city of Huế in
Right.
Vietnam. Yeah.
Wow, 1968 you were born.
No, I'm sorry. Did I say 1968? For some reason that stuck in my mind, right? I was born in 1958
Oh, 58, okay.
from the city of from Huế City in Vietnam.
Got it.
Yeah.
Um, if I can talk, first of all, how much time do we have? Just want to make sure
I really had to go. I'm thinking maybe 20 minutes.
Oh, that's
20
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
First of all, I want to ask you, what made you join the service?
I want to give back. I want to thank America for bringing us in. I want to protect I want to give my kids the freedom, the human rights that they have it here in the States. I want them to enjoy the life that we have here in the States by protecting it. Protect the way that the democracy that we have here. If I can rephrase that, right?
Oh, if I can interrupt before you
Yeah.
start, my questions will not be in the film.
Right.
It's only your answers. So
Right.
if I ask you, like, why did you join the military?
Yeah.
If you can't say, I joined the military because of that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, great. Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it. So I joined the military because I want to give back. I want to give back to this country and pay back because the United States took us in as one of her own. They took me in as one of her own and allows me to have the freedom, the human rights, the democracy that I'm enjoying today. I want to continue to preserve that for future generation.
And if I can ask you, you came over here, I believe, at 15 years of age?
More 16. I came to the U.S. when I was 16 years old.
Now, when you came to U.S., tell me, how did you feel going to America? What were your expectations?
When I came to the U.S., first as a political refugee at Guam, very apprehensive, not sure what my future looked like. I don't know anything about the United States. What I see is a prosperous country, a lot of people are easygoing. I don't have to face the nightly rocket attack, the nightly bombings and things like that. So it's a very peaceful country. And yeah. So
Now, did you come in 74 or 75?
I came in 1975. I came to the U.S. in 1975.
Which month?
Toward April of 1975.
Okay, so you got out right before April 30th.
Right, correct, right.
Now, did you take a flight from Vietnam to Guam or?
I did. So my uncle's family was able to secure the flight with I think MACV, Military Airlift Command in Vietnam from the United States, and they flew us directly from Saigon to Guam.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you went to Guam, I would imagine you met a lot of Americans.
I did, yeah.
How did you feel? Like when you went to Guam, did you feel welcomed by the Americans, like they wanted to help you or not?
Oh, absolutely. When I came to Guam, they took us to the campsite where they're going to house us. And there are American sailors, Marines. They were still building these barracks. They were still building these tents. And they took us in and they treat us like just like a human being. They treat us with dignity, with respect. They house us, they give us food all the time, treating us like we are one of their own. So that inspired me to be one of them in the future. That's part of the reason why I joined the United States Navy, because I want to be like those sailors and the Marines out there who are taking care of the people.
Wow, so you were 16 years old,
Right,
apprehensive,
right.
went to Guam, and the reception you got there by the Americans and the Marines was so good. You felt welcomed, and almost as much, I mean, you felt so good, it's like I wanted to become.
Right, correct.
Wow, could you tell me that?
Yeah, so when I came to Guam, very apprehensive about the future, but I was treated warmly by the American sailors and the Marines. They treat us with dignity and respect. So I want to become one of them. I want to become like these American sailors and Marines.
Oh my God, that's. Now, when you were a teenager in Vietnam, did you look at the Americans who were there as friends, enemies, or you didn't care about them?
I look at when I was in Vietnam, I look at the Americans as my friends. My family was killed by the communists, and I know the Americans were there to help us to fight against the communists at that point.
When you got to America, what city did you go to, and did you still feel welcomed?
When I came to America, we were evacuated. Actually, let me rephrase that. When I came to America, we were at Fort Chaffee, Arkansas for roughly about a couple weeks. And then after that, our sponsor, Colonel Valuva, he was an Air Force colonel who knew the family at that time, sponsored us and took us to Midwest City, Oklahoma. The people there were, again, very warm. They welcomed us. There was, when we came, they welcomed us. They gave us so much stuff, right? They gave clothes and things like that, so that it was a great welcome for us.
I tell you, as an American, I tell you,
Yeah.
I hear so much negative, and then what you're telling me, and I've heard this before from other refugees,
Right.
but it just makes me feel great. I mean, it just.
Yeah, and what I would say is that, right, and we are at the time when it's easy to bash America nowadays, but if you think about it, back then I have people like Colonel Valuva, Mrs. Dorothy Valuva, who were our sponsor. They took us in, they took care of us, they took us shopping, they, again, I mean, the caring, the love that we feel from these folks is just overwhelming. And there's nothing that could take away that, right, from these folks. And I would always remember them. I would always remember that feeling of being welcome and being taken care of by people that don't even know us at that point.
And also I got to tell you, thank you, you and the Vietnamese Americans that came to America,
Right.
because you made America better, and you and the whole community. It was such an asset. It was
Right.
I know it was a blessing for you to have somewhere to come,
Right.
but it was a blessing for America to receive you.
Well, I think so. I hope that we don't just come here and become a burden to America. I want to come here and I want to be a contributing member of the society. I want to protect the way of life of what we have here. And I'm thinking myself as American, right? And I want to quote President Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, who would say that there shouldn't be any hyphenated American, right? We are all American. There shouldn't be Vietnamese American. That may not be the political correct things to say, but there shouldn't be Vietnamese American. There shouldn't be Chinese American, etc., etc. We are all American, and I'm proud to be an American in that sense. Yeah.
Man, I tell you,
Right.
Exactly my thoughts and my feelings. That's Now, what made you? Now, as a boy, you were inspired. Can you tell me when you joined the military and what your thoughts were as to why you joined the military? Because I'm sure you had business and educational. I mean, you had a lot of options.
Right. So, as I mentioned before, when I joined the military, I want to pay back to this country. I want to make sure that I thank you, America, for all the things that I receive, all the generosity, the freedom, the democracy that I'm enjoying today. And there's no better way to do that than to serve your country. Right? And even to today, I continue and I'm lucky enough to be able to serve today. It is an honor for me to continue to serve to this day. And I would not trade that with anything else. I can make a lot of money outside, I can do a lot of things, but every day that I serve this country, it just fills my heart. I just feel great about what I do every single day.
Wow. When you first joined the service, did you ever dream that you'd be in the position that you are now, where you're on the verge of becoming a rear admiral?
When I joined the service, I don't even think that I'm going to make it to captains, let alone being nominated for rear admiral. At that point, all I'm focused on is take care of the mission, take care of the people, do the right thing, honor, courage, and commitment that the Navy instilled in all of us. So that's my focus. Not about making rank, not about getting medals, not about anything else. Taking care of the people that I'm serving with, taking care of the mission, accomplish the mission, and do the right thing.
You know, you gave me my next question. I think you gave my answer, or you already gave an answer, but right. For a lot of the young people in the world, and even older people, I guess everybody, very few people get to the position where you're at now.
Right.
You know, where you're going to be. I mean, it's like, you know, the odds are like the lottery, probably. Right. Can you share with us some of your secrets of why you think you have been successful in your career? I mean, is it strictly hard work, being nice to people? Is it you know, is there a formula? Is there something that would help?
Yeah, so I don't get to this point by myself, right? I don't get to the point where they're going to nominate me to be Rear Admiral all by myself. It's the people that I serve with, the people that I'm serving with right today, is all people all around you that open the door for me, that help me, that put me in a position where I can be where I am today. And those are the folks that I'm grateful to. And I'm just happen to be the lucky guy who they selected to represent all of those people.
And do you feel, you're American, but do you feel additional pride as a Vietnamese refugee to be the first, well, you know, not yet, but you're very close to being the Rear Admiral. I mean, does that give you extra pride?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm always proud of my heritage. So being the first Vietnamese American to be nominated, I'm very, very proud of that, and I'm hoping that I'm bringing the pride to the Vietnamese American community, because again, I think that I would say 99% of the Vietnamese American, let me rephrase that, 100% of the Vietnamese American are very grateful where they are today. And many of them serve the United States Armed Forces, serve other government agencies, whether as a civilian or military. Many of them are business owners, many of them are citizens that continue to contribute to this society, make this society better, make this society much more richer than where we are today.
Brian, how many minutes are we in?
16.
Okay, I'll finish up here.
Right.
There's a lot of immigrants coming into the U.S.
Right.
And they're getting hit with all kind of disinformation, like
right.
America is so racist, you never have a chance. When you come to America, you don't need to learn English. You don't need to assimilate. Right. You know, it's almost like they're defeated before they start.
Right.
Can you send a message to new people coming into America, right, the immigrants, about how there is opportunity?
Right. So America is a land of opportunity, right? It's a land that gives us the hope, the chance to be whatever you want to be. You know, and I would say this in the past where if I'm not here, I mean, this is a great country or what, right? For someone like me as an immigrant back in when I was 16 years old with nothing in my hand, and today I'm on the verge of being nominated for the next Rear Admiral for the United States Navy, right? The message I want to give to the new immigrants is that you can chart out your future. You can be what you want to be. Where American is a land of opportunity, if you become American, I think that you're going to be able to accomplish anything you want to accomplish.
No matter who you are?
No matter who you are. Yep.
Oh, wonderful. I want to make sure I fit within the limit that you asked.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Okay.
And I certainly hope I get the opportunity in the future to interview you again.
Right.
Because I think we could spend an hour or two together.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
It takes me a while to warm up, right?
That's everybody.
Yeah, exactly, and get more comfortable with the thought, because there's just so many running thoughts in my mind about different things that I can talk about. Some of those may not be appropriate right away, but there's a lot of things I can talk about the new immigrants, what they should do and what they should do.
That's what I'd like to go into.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that, and this is my feeling,
Right.
is that whether you're born in America or you're an immigrant to come to America, that you do have opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And but people are not being told that. They're saying,
Right.
don't even try.
Oh, that's
because
if they saying that's crazy. That's just crazy talk, right? Because I tell you, in my family, right, and my extended family, we have 3 doctors who graduated, one from Yale, from Southwest Medical School, and one from Boston. You have folks that graduate from Harvard who end up with companies that making millions of dollars, things like that. You can be anything, anybody you want it to be, right? The only thing, for me, the only thing that would stop me is become president of the United States. But even then, my goal is to serve this country, right? To serve, to protect the Constitution of the United States, to continue to down the road of protect the freedom. And so my kids, for example, right, they become teacher, they become biologists, they do many different things. They don't necessarily follow my footsteps, but that's okay. They serve this country in one capacity or another, right? And I'm surprised that people don't see that. I mean, for all of us, it's a matter of do what you need to do and pick a career, pick a path that you want to follow, work hard, study hard, do the right things. You're gonna get there.
Yeah, but why is it something seems so obvious?
Yes.
And people can't see?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that our message here is of hope, of opportunity, right? I just cannot say enough about what this country had done for me. Not just for me, for millions of other immigrants. And if I can paraphrase President Reagan, right? Our secret weapon is not about some high-tech weapons that we have out there. Our secret weapon is the immigrant that we have, the people that we bring in from the different walks of life, and they all contributing to this society to become better, to guard the freedom of this country, right? And yeah.
I got one final question.
Yes, sir. Right.
And I do hope I have the opportunity again to talk with you.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, because I think that as we talk about, there's many other things that I would like to send that message out. If that's the case, that people are getting the wrong message.
Right. Now, again, this is going to be a series of films and videos that we'll release. The first one's going to be a theatrical release.
Okay.
And what we're doing is, with the first one, it's to honor those who died and suffered during the Vietnam War.
Right.
We're telling the truth about them. It's from the perspective of the South Vietnamese people. And before I ask this next question to you, I want to reiterate that nothing in this video will be released without your prior approval.
Right.
Second is, I apologize for asking this next question, and you do not need to answer it.
Right.
But I feel as though I have to at least ask for the integrity of our film
Sure.
and so on. We are going through the Vietnam War because there's a lot of lies about it.
Right.
And a lot of very honorable people who are heroes
Right.
have been characterized as villains. I mean, just the opposite of what they are.
Right.
And I think you probably know what I'm leading up to, and I do apologize if you don't have the answer, but and I it's a question I wish I didn't have to ask, but and you know what I'm going to ask. Would you? This is for I believe it's a general known.
Yeah.
That from all the accounts I've talked to people.
So let me answer this way, right? Because my focus is a little bit different, right? So let me answer it this way. So my father was a colonel in the United States. My father was a colonel in the armor division with the Army Republic of Vietnam. He and his entire family was massacred in 1968. My mom and my brothers and sisters are non-combatant in the field, right? And they were cruelly executed by the insurgent. From a perspective of atrocities, war atrocities, and other things that are happening out in the field, I believe that, the crime here should focus on the atrocities that committed against civilian, not the combatant, right? Because if you are a combatant out in the battlefield, anything could happen. Whether you're wearing your uniform or not, whether you are fighting on what side, you take that risk. You know what it is, and you are willing to die for your own cause. For me, what really bothers me a lot, right, was the fact that my family, at least my mom and my brothers and sisters, they died, they were executed, yet, it's not even a footnote in history. Because the focus has always been that this and that, and I'm not going to go into those discussions, but the focus should have been that why is it that civilians are being killed, right, committed, and yet we don't talk about it. Imagine if it's if you flip around, right? Imagine if Eddie Adams took the picture of my family being executed. What is the response from the world? Actually, a picture was taken and was published in Time magazine, right? And nothing. I'm not sure if I'm expressed correctly because it's still raw. I live with this every single day. Every year, when Tết comes, when the New Year's, when the Chinese New Year, when the Vietnamese New Year roll around, I'm having problem. And it's something that I never get over with, right, at this point. But the question is still very much in my mind is that so much focus is being focused on, what happened out there between General Luan and the insurgent. And if I have to testify today in court, is that the same? Is that the insurgent? I don't know if that's the insurgent or not. I know one of the insurgent was there and executed my family, right? They pulled out a gun and put it in my head, and they was going to blow my head off as a kid. Luckily, they didn't, because I don't know, maybe by the grace of God, I was looking at them as I'm looking at you. And something clicked, and then he stopped. But then, why aren't we talking about the atrocity against civilians? Right? That insurgent, if I'm out there in the battlefield and we are in the heat of the battle, easily I could have killed him. Right? You could have killed him because you see your buddies gotten killed by him. You see other people that got killed by him. What would you do? I'm not trying to justify the action of the general, right? I'm setting that aside. I mean, combatant to combatant, absolutely. You take that risk, right? When I'm wearing the uniform of the United States Navy out there in the battlefield, out there in the front line, I'm taking that risk. I'm willing and ready to give the ultimate sacrifice. But not for the little kids. Not for my mom. I know that's not what we that's not exactly answering your question, right? But I hope that kind of give you my feeling why I'm keeping quiet. I'm not really keeping quiet. It's just a matter of interpretation on what angle do you want to look for, right? The Bailob, to me, that's just a symbol of all the insurgents that had killed thousands of innocent people out there. Right? He's a typical insurgent there that was terrorizing people at that time. Right? And nobody talk about thousands and thousands of civilians that have been captured and killed by these guys. They are as atrocious as the ISIS that killing people today. Right? No mercy at all. I have to listen to my mom crying in pain for 2 hours before she passed away, right? I'd rather have a bullet in her head than going through that.
Your answer was way more than...
Yeah.
And I want to mention something to you. First of all, thank you. And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I had to ask that. But I want to mention, as you were telling me, I wanted for America to know how the civilians suffered during the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
with everyday pain.
Right.
And in the film, we were working hard. How do we get the point across?
Yes.
And you just did.
Yeah.
What you said, you didn't just tell us your pain. You just told us the pain of all those, thousands and thousands of civilians, the village chiefs and their wives and their children.
Yeah.
What you did, you just told America their pain, not just your pain.
Right.
And like I said, I am so sorry to ask, but your answer... your answer is incredible.
I'm not sure if, like I said, I sometimes come out of me and I said it, but that's,
And I'm so sorry. I mean, I didn't, but I think America needs to know not just what you went through, but it's representative of what happened so many times.
Right.
Over and over. And we can't let it repeat in the future.
We can't. We really can't. I mean, that's why, what do we do in Iraq? It's more than just we keep talking about weapon of mass destruction, right? We're doing Iraq. We are there. We are in because we want to spread the seed of democracy. We want people to live in a society that are much more freer, that allow them to thrive as a human being, right? We want to be able to spread the message of democracy for the U.S., right? From a U.S. perspective. But more than that, we are fighting against all these dictators, against all these terrorists that's spreading terrors. I can talk hours about growing up as a kids in Vietnam, where the communists, they will randomly shelled, right, send a rocket into the city. Why? Well, because it's a weapon of terrorists, right? One day you walk by one place and there's a house there, the next day it's completely blown up. The whole family was killed. They were not combatant. They were not fighting, right? They just being civilian and yet being killed because they want to make sure that the people doesn't have the will to fight them. So
terror for terror.
Yeah, terror. Yeah.
Brian, I'm sorry. Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I just you might want to follow. And I'm so sorry to keep you here longer, but for the people in America, when we talk about the atrocities of what the communists did to civilians,
right?
Sometimes the people, they go, oh, well, both sides did bad things, and then they just wave it off.
Right.
What would you say to them?
Well, I think that certainly there's atrocity to both sides. On the other hand, we take great care to make sure that we minimize the civilian casualties, right? We minimize the impact of the civilian as much as we can. On the other hand, on the other side, they don't care. Truly, they don't look at us as human beings. Right? We American, we operate under the set of rule of law, right? That we always carry that with us. We don't just randomly kill people. We just don't randomly do things that are going to be harming to the civilian population. So there's a difference between collateral damage, and then there's a difference between that and targeted the civilian for terror, right? There's a difference.
Great. Okay, well, we'll let you go.
Okay.
Thank you so much for staying a little
Yeah,
later.
thank you, Fred.